What is up, everybody? AJC Comics here, representing the Comic Collectors Guild, and today we come to you with another 5-minute comic book review. Today we're going to be talking Vanish issue number 1. So, spoiler warnings ahead, let's get started. Vanish issue number 1 is the first collaboration between Image Comics and KLC, which is a Substack that was created by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. KLC means Kids Love Chains, so you can obviously see the Spawn influence right there. Joining Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, you've got Sonia Bach on colors, and then you've got John Chait-Hill on lettering and design, which, by the way, I loved in this comic book. Gave me very early Wildcats and Spawn vibes, so already digging it. One thing I'm going to start off by saying is that this book surprised me by having a magic premise. So I was expecting, underworld, maybe even like demonic undertones, but really we got a lot of magic influence that's back in this story, which is written by Donny Cates. And I have to say, I really enjoyed it. This thing was Harry Potter, but like on steroids, and I was all for it. When you have a story that is written that well, and it's accompanied by art by one of my personal favorite artists, Ryan Stegman. I can't even tell you how many Ryan Stegman books I have signed because I love the way that Ryan Stegman draws. He has probably become my favorite artist of the last probably 5-10 years. I mean, I love everything he was doing. I was jumping on. So Ryan Stegman, if you're watching this, which you might not be, I'm a huge fan. Thank you for doing what you do. But I can't give Ryan Stegman all the credit here. I have to say, Sonia Bach on colors, fantastic. This book is kind of a polar opposite of what I said last week. Last week we had Batman 127, and we're talking about the humongous art, and we're talking about the color palette that they chose. Talking about the bright colors made the pages pop. Well, in this one, we're getting a lot more of a darker color palette. We're getting a lot more dark blues and dark greens. We're getting a lot of grays. We're getting a lot of colors that wash out these pages. And I know that you're thinking, well, is that really a good thing? It is. It really depends on the story that they're telling. The story that they're trying to convey is dark and dingy, and it gives the some of these pages that dark, dingy city vibe, and it shows you that this character is kind of getting by day. His normal life doesn't seem to be a happy one. At least it doesn't seem like it from the first few pages that you read, and the color choices that are really a beautiful demonstration of that. It goes really well with, I'm telling you, like this book, like as I was reading it, I was like, man, it feels like I'm reading an early Spawn, like an early Image book from like the mid 90s, if you will. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the story setup. We've got the Mistland of Everkeep. We got to meet some of the antagonists, Baron Vanish and the Hollow. We got introduced to the House of the Ravens, and we got to see how they're kind of like Hogwarts, but maybe a little darker. I mean, they're branding all of their children with their symbol or their crest, if you will. It is just a very, very interesting story. It is fast-paced. That's one thing I will say. It's got a very Tom King vibe. Tom King had this thing on Batman where he would, you would keep jumping from flashbacks to the current story. And the reason he did that is he liked to develop a lot of the plot and the characters in flashbacks. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing a lot of the character development and a lot of the setup for the story being done in flashbacks. So if that's not your cup of tea, I'm sorry, but there is a lot of flashbacks in this book, but it works. It works well. So if you're looking for a new story that is written well, that is drawn well, and that has a lot to offer with a beautiful setup on a first issue, go pick up Vanish issue number 1. Image Comics, KLC Substack, you guys nailed this book, so I'm really, really, really looking forward to issue number 2. I probably pre-ordered every cover I could, including some of the KLC Substack exclusives. So if you're a member of the KLC Substack, you get some exclusive covers. One of my personal favorite is going to be the Spawn homage, which I'm going to put right over here, and then just say, pick up this book. It is an awesome story. With that said, I'm going to let you go. My name is AJC Comics, representing the Comic Collectors Guild. You guys have a wonderful day. Peace.